Well, good afternoon, Coach Quillen. Just did a strength and conditioning workout regimen out of Michael Bull's new functional training for athletes. Summer lift phase 1 and strength and conditioning regimen. So so this program, it's currently 6:35. I think that's about an hour and a half from whenever I started. So really good workout. I think I took a little bit longer than I should have. Strength and conditioning program should only last about, or a regimen should only last about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I let it go a little bit further, but it was also my first time doing this specific regimen, so I give myself a little bit of slack, but not too much. So this workout can be broken down into several different groups. Excuse me. We start with rolling and breathing techniques. So for this, I had glutes, hip rotations, hamstring stretch, rolling out the hamstrings, rolling out the calves, rolling out the lower and upper back, rolling out the posterior shoulder, adductors and quads, and then doing a supine knee bend breathing exercise. It's really important that whenever you're rolling out, that you try to apply as much pressure on whatever area you're rolling out. Certain time you might hit a really sharp pain or a sharp spot. But whenever you're rolling out, it's really good to either sit there and roll that knot out, or just have a lot of compression on the roller where that knot is. That'll help loosen those up. Rolling is preferably what you do at the beginning of every workout, help get your muscles start activating. And while doing this, we're also doing a little bit of breathing, controlling our breathing, especially when we do the supine knee bend breathing. That's mainly a breathing diaphragm exercise right there. After we do our rollouts, we do a little stretch circuit. We had our 90-90 hip external and internal rotation. Those had breathing techniques as well. Box hip flexors. That was kind of that lunge position, elevated a little bit. Adductor rock, and alternating Spider-Man stretch. These are really good kind of static stretches. That'll help loosen you up. Really good after you roll. Preferably not the first thing you do though, because you don't want to hurt yourself with the static stretches. Next we had quadruped T-spine rotations, help loosen up that back, shoulder rotation, and then we had leg lowering. That's going to be kind of more of a core hip workout, kind of help with your hinging a little bit, unhinging. Then we had activation stretches, so we had hook hip lifts, and that's where I was kind of at an angle with my legs holding me up, and then I would arch my back, bringing my spine and my pelvis at the same level with my knees, and then with one leg being higher than the other, but that motion being from the hip thrust itself. Did three of those. Instead of mini band internal and external rotations, I did the adductor and abductor machine. It's the same thing, except it's not a resistance band. Instead, it's a pulling training exercise. Still 5 on each side, or 5 for the internal, 5 for the external in my case. Then I had mini band, just regular squats. I had kind of a resistant band. It's not like a one that we should use around our legs, but it worked out. 10 of those, and then all that, I'm gonna say that's like the start of your warm-ups. and you're getting ready to roll. That shouldn't take very long, that little circuit right there. It should be kind of a faster, the fastest portion of your exercise workout, I believe. Next, we have movement preparation and movement skills. For movement prep, we had bear crawl, leg cradle, inchworms, knee hugs, reverse lunges, and single straight leg deadlifts. So those are going to be kind of like going into our dynamic stretches, as well as our movement skills, which included straight leg walks, high knee runs, straight leg skips, butt kicks, high knee marches, linear skips, and half kneeling sprints, which that's actually kind of a speed workout. All of these I did at about, I want to say right under 10 yards, just because I'm in a kind of a small place. I said about 10 yards. So I was going down and back. I wanted to get 20 yards for all these stretches. And those ones I felt pretty comfortable with. A lot of that I already do usually whenever I do working out by myself. Dynamic stretches are really important to help get the blood flowing, activating our proprioception and nervous system. And overall, this will improve functionality over your workout and then as an athlete in general. I found a lot of those pretty easy actually. Since I do a lot of those anyways. Then we had some plyometrics. We did box jumps, 3 sets for 5 reps. Standing chest passes, 3 sets for 10 reps. And then overhead slams, both of those with the med ball, 3 sets for 10. For the med balls that I use a 6-pound med ball because it's our lightest one. I would prefer a 4-pound. It's kind of the weight scale I should be at. But just because the 6-pound's not too much different, it's not necessarily super heavy that it's like hurting me or anything where I'm having to use different muscle groups. And it worked out anyways. So I did those and the box jumps as my plyometrics in this circuit. That is going to be kind of more of, that is going to be the meat of the workout, probably like the first half basically. That involves all the dynamic, static stretches, rolling out, breathing techniques that we need to have before starting our lifting phases. And like I said before, that shouldn't take up more than half of your time, just because these workouts are supposed to be kind of in and out within 45 minutes to an hour. So for our lifting phase, we did 7 different workouts. We did hang cleans, 3 sets for 5 reps. Trap bar deadlifts, 2 sets for 8 reps. Bottom up split squats with kettlebells, 2 sets for 8 reps for each leg. Then we had dumbbell rows, 2 sets for 8 reps each arm. We had front planks, that was 2 sets for 20 seconds. And then I had chin-ups, 2 sets for 8 reps, which in the video actually was kind of struggling with. This workout was kind of difficult. By the time I got to the chin-ups, my grip was already getting a little exhausted. My hands were starting to fatigue a little bit. But I ended up completing it. It wasn't pretty, but I did it. Then we had the inline chop, which is going to be a core exercise. We had 2 sets for 8 reps on that as well. And then the final part of our lifting or our strength and conditioning workout today was our conditioning, which was supposed to be hard sled marches. Instead, because I don't have a sled, I did wall pushes at a 45-degree angle for 30 seconds a piece, 2 sets of those, because you're supposed to do 2 sets for 10 yards. I just did 2 sets for 20 seconds. Making sure whenever I am doing that wall sled push-in, that I'm maintaining a 45-degree angle. I'm making sure not to drag my feet. I'm not having a plantar. I'm having a dorsal flex foot, creating a nice shin-toe angle. I'm making sure to drive my knees up and pushing back down as if I am trying to push a sled, accelerating, because that's what that workout really is for. So if you do that, you just have to make sure that you're watching your you're washing your form and making sure you're not compensating. But it's a very useful workout. Even though you don't have to add so much weight, you can still do that workout on the wall. And then I had a tempo run. I did a 5-minute tempo run today, and I did it I just maintained. I did it on a treadmill. I don't have a track available or any necessarily space to kind of do a little tempo run off of a treadmill, so I did one on the treadmill for about 4 minutes, and I just maintained about a 7-mile-an-hour pace. That was a good cool down. Just maintaining that, controlling my breathing, help my body maintain that heat, sweating out a little bit, and that kind of just closed off my workout. A lot of these things I do perform in my normal workouts. I've never performed such a specific workout, or at least not in a very long time, since I was in sports in high school on a wrestling team. But this was a really good workout. I feel really good right now. Right about the hang cleans, I started trying to put on a lot of weight, which I was able to handle, but it started making me really tired. I was starting to fatigue a little bit through the beginning of my lifting phase, and I was pretty exhausted, I feel really good right now, actually. I'm probably gonna feel pretty sore tomorrow, but I feel a lot better, which is something I don't usually do during my workouts necessarily, is rolling out. I never really started doing that until this year, and I didn't really understand the benefits of rolling out until you start doing it for every workout you do. Rolling out allows for the blood to already start entering your muscles and to start creating more blood flow, so that whenever you start working out, you don't have to start from a cold start. This allows you to start kind of progress through your workout and intensify it without having to strain to get your blood pumping, and then you're kind of already exhausted from just starting out with a cold start. The stretching and rolling phase is so important, and it's something that's very overlooked. Not very many people are going to be rolling out, and a lot of them are going to be rolling out at the end of their exercises, which is probably still okay, but it is more beneficial to be rolling out before your exercise period at the beginning of any one. But all in all, felt really good. I felt really good. I didn't really take a lot of breaks. My phone stopped the video a couple of times, so I just had to restart it up. But you can kind of slow it down to see exactly how it was going, and I will put the actual workout in the bio whenever I get a chance. And honestly, like, something that's going through my head through a lot of the stuff I was doing, since I've already learned a lot of this year, I've been kind of trying to go through the cues, making sure that everything I was doing was correct, which could have contributed to me taking longer during this workout than it should have been. But I also had to move around a lot, so it wasn't a very efficient workout, because I was always having to move around, find different spots, setting up my camera in different places. But overall, I still did a really good workout. I actually enjoyed it, and I will be coming back with more of these videos. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.